My aura takes the form of the aurora borealis, or a floral pattern, more or less a forest to your salad. The normal path of travel has immediate reaction. Can't you see that I am beaming? I'll be leaving in a second, sipping magic from a chalice.
Yo, Jordan Sather, Destroying the Illusion, July 17th, 71717. Nice little synchronistic date there. And as you know, if you saw my last video update that I just posted yesterday, I'm in Texas for another couple days, and then I'll be heading to Vegas for the MUFON Symposium. So I'm a little busy right now. These videos are going to be sporadic for the next week, but I wanted to get in just a general news update today to, do what I can for you guys, throw some important thoughts and perspectives out there, and keep you up to date. But before we get into all of this, I wanted to say thank you to all of you guys who have supported me along the way, especially you guys who have supported and donated to me, because this is a crowdfunded effort, literally. And I want to say special thank you to everybody on Patreon who's supporting me, and everybody who's donated via PayPal, and even everybody using that little Amazon link down below that you can use to just buy whatever you normally buy on. If you just simply use that link, it goes through my affiliate account and it helps me out. So thank all of you who are supporting me, because until I can write my ebooks and make my video series and make products that people can purchase, this is a crowdfunded effort. So if you want to continue see me growing and continue getting these news updates, consider supporting me. So thank all of you who have. Anyway, into these news. Got a few interesting things I want to cover today. And first and foremost, John McCain had his blood clot surgery, and the first thing that goes through my mind whenever I see one of the elites, whether it's Bush or Clinton or McCain, in the hospital, I'm like, what are they trying to avoid, right? And apparently he had blood clot surgery around his eye or something to that effect, but they said it was a lot worse than they thought, and they actually had to delay the vote on the healthcare bill because John McCain was in the hospital. So, it could very well be some honest, simple surgery that went wrong or something to that effect. But I'm always scratching my head. I'm always trying to see what might be going on behind the scenes. And it's just very weird that they had to delay this healthcare vote because he had some surgery. So we'll see what's going on there. And when it comes to John McCain, he's 80 now. He's like 80 years old. And, it's crazy how old he is and that he's still freaking living. So, we'll see what happens in that regard. Next, this is a big one, and it was an official in Haiti who was set to expose the Clinton Foundation next week and how corrupt the Clinton Foundation has been in Haiti, was found dead. He was found with a gunshot wound in Miami. He was only 50 years old, and it was registered as a suicide, of course, as it always is, registered as a suicide by the government. But he was set to expose, again, the extent of the Clinton Foundation corruption and malpractice. And when it comes to the Clinton Foundation, Haiti has been a central area that they've done a lot of their organ and human trafficking through. Right after that earthquake happened, which may or may not have been harped, the Clinton Foundation went in, started building a bunch of stuff, and set up their trafficking infrastructure, essentially. And if you don't know the story of Laura Silsby, it was a woman who was arrested with 33 children, who Hillary Clinton directly intervened in her arrest to help set her free. And she now literally changed her name and works for the CPS, I believe, somewhere. So the Clinton Foundation has a lot of skullduggery in Haiti. And it comes as no surprise that a Haitian official would try to expose them and end up suicided. So that happened. But I also want to make a quick note. There was another article that was floating around that was discussing a pilot who had apparently overheard a meeting between Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch. And it spread all around, and it was on this website called ourlandofthefree.com or something to that effect. I think this was actually fake news, because that often happens. You'll see very weird websites, whether it's Our Land of the Free or it's like stateofthenation2012.com, or they're pretty obvious. There'll be a lot of ads, a lot of pop-up ads on these websites, and they're just basically clickbait. And they're putting out a bunch of stories, whether it's some dude just trying to, get a little bit of money from a clickbait website, or it's actually some more nefarious disinfo put out there just to confuse people and get their jimmies ruffled or something like that. But I think this is actually fake news. So there's that. I just want to throw that in there. Next, this one comes also by way of Zero Hedge, and this says that a research team slams global warming data in a new report. Not reality, and they said it's totally inconsistent with credible temperature data. And this basically says, as the report on Zero Hedge says, as world leaders attack President Trump for pulling out of the Paris Climate Agreement, a new bombshell report that analyzed global average surface temperature, the data produced by NASA, NOAA itself, proves that the president was right on target with his refusal to be part of that new initiative. Remember, those Paris Accords cost ungodly amounts, I think trillions of dollars in carbon taxes and all that other shit, to even in the Paris Accords itself, to hopefully maybe curb climate change by like 0.3 degrees. But so when it comes to those Paris Accords and the whole globalist global warming shtick, it's all for carbon taxes. It's all for a push to more global one world government. So, this, we won't get too far into that whole climate change talk. I do think our climate is obviously changing, but it's not specifically man-made global warming. Our whole solar system is changing. All the planets are heating up and undergoing full energetic changes. So that's that. And this report confirms that man-made global warming is a lie. So there is, again, that. And this next one, Strawman accounts. This is a big one. This is some crucial, level-headed perspective that I want to throw out there for you guys. I've seen a lot of reports circulating around about people beginning to access their creditor accounts. And this delves into the idea, again, of Strawman, of when you're born, your birth certificate sets up basically a secret account in your name that none of us are told about and none of us are essentially given access to. But apparently some people are teaching other people and finding out how to access that. But I've just heard through the grapevine stories of people accessing it. I don't know whether this is literally happening. I've also heard stories of people trying to become a creditor to that account and get their bills paid off, and getting targeted for fraud. So this is nothing to mess around with, okay? You're literally asking to play with the big boys when you start doing this. So if you are trying to use your Strawman accounts to pay anything off, be extremely careful. And if you get a call by some, I don't want to call it law enforcement, we'll call it legality enforcement agency, don't get surprised, because I don't doubt that some people may actually be doing this, but I also don't doubt that because of the nature of this, because of how much this exposes, that there'll be very, I don't want to say well planned, but there'll be disinformation campaigns and basically traps. There'll be honey traps set up by the powers that be to bait people in and to get them, to nab them for trying to do this. So if you are going to try to do this, make sure you're careful, make sure you know what you're doing. And one thing I do just want to say about these Strawman accounts, it was really funny. On July 12th, the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta put out a PSA, a public service announcement, stating that this was a consumer scam alert, and it said, do not use Federal Reserve routing account numbers to pay bills because you could face late fees and other charges. And they were warning that there have been unauthorized transactions in which consumers have tried to use the Fed's routing numbers and their social security numbers to pay their bills. So them putting this out there, again, it's trying to cover their ass, but because this is this is one of the things, when I first had my awakening experience 4 or 5 years ago, this is one of the very first things I came across, and this is what really screwed up my mind. I'm like, oh my god, we are literally just cattle stamped with a social security number to the state, and that It literally sent me into a depression. So I've heard about this for a long time. It's been something I've been aware of, but I haven't, I'm not comfortable with my own understanding of the Strawman accounts to go try it. But if you are, go for it. There's just, I wanted to throw some words of warning, words of wisdom out there for it. And then lastly, a couple interesting articles that I wanted to throw out there in this that I found on Futurism. This is kind of a all over the board news update. We got some politics and other stuff going on and whatnot. We'll throw some science in there. Futurism says in this article, we will extend our lives but not attain immortality, says leading anti-aging researcher. So this is interesting, just a little bit of soft disclosure, a little bit of seeding of our consciousness of anti-aging life extension technologies, which very well exist. They're not going to be able to, again, lead us to immortality, but there are technologies, whether vibrational therapies, light therapies, could be different kinds of telomere lengthening technologies out there. They do very well exist. They've most likely existed for a long time, and they will be making their way out into the public domain. So this could be some kind of soft disclosure, seeding of our consciousness. And then also, China is set to launch the world's first quantum communication network. And it says China has successfully tested the Jinan project and is set to begin using this system by the end of August. So disclosure is rolling, and these countries, they're not waiting, right? The BRICS countries per se, they're not waiting for America to disclose any kinds of technologies, not waiting for anything official. Other countries are getting the ball rolling. India is already putting out their advanced energy gathering systems, right? I reported on that in my last science update, and that they're bringing out new nuclear technologies. China is launching their quantum communication systems, and they're launching it fast, right? This says by the end of August, which is crazy, because just a few months ago, right, articles were out on Futurism stating like, oh, quantum communication could be a thing, might possibly exist, and now China's already ready to put it out there. So this has kind of been a theme in many of the videos I've been doing, is that since so many people are becoming aware and conscious, and it's becoming exponential in the amount of information that's getting out there because of the internet, and because of people like me and many others who are taking to YouTube and Facebook and social media to get the truth out there, it's forcing the powers that be to speed up the process in which they're in which they're disclosing stuff. So that's kind of the lesson here, is that the more we search for truth and the more we tell the truth through social media and other outlets, the more it presses the governments to disclose the truth. Okay? And that's a big thing, is that we can't wait for anybody in power to disclose, right? It's not going to happen. Don't expect it to happen. The disclosure is going to happen only through grassroots movements. The revolution will not be televised, but it will be internetized, right? It'll be through YouTube, it'll be through Facebook, it'll be through Twitter. We are disclosure, you and I. So the more we talk about it, the more we inform ourselves, the more we inform our friends and family, that's how disclosure happens. So that's what I want to leave you guys with. Thank you all again who continue to support through PayPal, through Patreon, through Amazon, through even buying t-shirts on the Spreadshirt account. It all helps me in the meantime, while I can build everything else to support myself until I don't need all that stuff anymore. So thank all you guys. And again, I'll be getting back to these consistent reports when I get back home. I'm out on the road right now, so I'll get you videos as I can over the next week. And while I'm at that MUFON conference in Las Vegas in a few days, you can bet that I'll be getting a crap ton of video footage and be sharing a lot of good stuff with you guys. And I will try to get some of the speakers there. We got on camera. So whether, that be William Tompkins or Dr. Bob Wood or Corey Good or any of the other speakers at this conference, I'll try to get them on camera in any way I can. So take care, guys. That's it for today. Peace.